Hello everyone, welcome to Vibe Fashion's YouTube channel. Thank you for stopping by. In today's video, we're going to be learning how to make this straight gown with a printed armhole bustier at the upper part, and it also has a yoke that was not cut separately. You can see the yoke starts from the shoulder line all the way to the waistline. Looking at the bustier, you can see that it has a sweetheart neckline at the inside part from the lace that is transparent here, and we can see the neckline. Can you see where the neckline is? And then the yoke, the illusion effect just goes all the way to the shoulder line. This is what we have at the back. The back neckline is a square neckline, and then we also have our balloon sleeve and the flare attached to it. In my previous video, I showed us how to draft and cut this gown, so I'm going to be dropping the link in the description box just in case you haven't seen this video. So in this video, we're concentrating on the stitching part now to achieve this beautiful gown. So let's get right into the tutorial. Thank you. So here is our bustier. I've applied my hairstay and I've also ironed my breast pad, that's wadding to the bustier. I did the same thing for the centerpiece, the side piece, and then also applied haste and paper stay to my lining. So now I want to place my lace to achieve the illusion effect on top of the Ankara fabric. So I have my hemming gum here now. I'm going to be placing hemming gum strategically under it like this. Take note that from this part I came down, I left some space here, and you see I'm not going to allow my hemming gum to reach this part. I'm going to make sure that at least I have about 1.5 inches here before placing my hemming gum or before placing my iron. After doing this, I'll bring in my steam iron and press it. So by placing your steam iron, it will allow the hemming gum melt. So can you see that I have some space here, but you can see that I can no longer remove this side. So I'm still going to press it well. So what I'll do, I'll repeat the same thing for this, but I'm not going to leave any space. I'll make sure to press it all over and then it sticks completely. I'll do the same thing for this one. So you can see that then when you leave your steam on it, it will allow it stick properly. So I'm going to do this once now and then show us the next thing to do. I've ironed my hemming gum, so you can see my lace is no longer moving here and there. It's stuck already to it. So now this is what we're going to do. I'll take this to my sewing machine and then I'll stitch it this way. Take note that here I have more than ½ inch, so I'll be sewing up to this point on ½ inch. I'll do the same thing on this side. I see that I have more than ½ inch, so this will stop here. Then I'll show us how we'll use our lining to turn the neckline to achieve the illusion effect. So let's go and sew it together. So I've ironed my bustier. Can you see? This is what I have on the wrong side. I used my paper stay to keep it opened. Can you see? It's coming out really beautiful. So now it's time for us to fix the lining. So before I fix the lining, can you see? I'm going to shift this. That's why I left this space that I have here. So you just want to shift this a little. So you just want to pin it so that it doesn't interrupt anything you are doing. And then now bring my lining, right side of the lining facing right side of the fabric. Can you see that? So now I'll take this to my sewing machine and sew on half inch following the sweetheart neckline, and then I'll bring it and come back and show us. Take note that the lace is on its own, so I'll do that and come back and show us. I've sewn my lining, you see, so I'll just come here now and notch the neckline. So you want to notch deep here, but make sure that you don't cut your thread, so that it can allow you, so that it can allow the neckline relax well. So now I'll take it to the right side like this. And see, and I can now take off my pin. You see, I'm going to bring in my pressing iron and now press it. I've pressed it. You see what we have now. I see what it looks like on the right side, and this is what it looks like on the wrong side. So I can just fold over like this so that I can trim out the excess from the armhole. So just go ahead and trim out the excess from the armhole. Okay, you can see. So I'm going to be using bias to turn the neckline here, and then I will sew the sides this way. So I'm also going to shift my lining. I'll sew the sides this way. I'll do the same thing so that I can give it that French finishing. I'll attach it to the skirt part, and then I'll show us what we have, and we'll go ahead and fix our sleeve. So so I've sewn the sides of the upper part. So this is what I have now, my front piece. And you see, so I've gone ahead to notch the center of the front piece. I'll also do the same thing to the center front. I'll notch it here too. So remember that we added that when we were drafting, but I won't be sewing that in front, because that is the nipple to nipple measurement you're going to use. Remember that the nipple to nipple measurement of my client is 7 inches. Can you see that here is 7 inches, but here is less than 7 inches, so we can't work with that 7 inches. So it means that the dart has to be taken out, but I have sewn my dart already on the back piece. So because I drafted both front and back together, that is why I had to add that. So I'll be trimming out the front dart. So can you see, I'm making sure to align these points like this. That's the center like this. Can you see? So then, now that I have my center aligned, I'm going to trim out this excess. So this is what I will do. Side here, I'll come out by half of an inch, which will be for turning my lining by the side. Can you see? I'll also do the same thing on this side. I'll come out by half of an inch. Then I'll get my ruler and connect it to the hip line. Okay, so from this half of an inch here, I'm going to just connect it this way. Can you see that? So I'll go ahead and trim it out. So this is actually my dart. Can you see? So I cut out my dart because this is how I'm supposed to sew our dart together. So now this is my half inch here. So I'll also repeat the same thing here, but it's better to just fold it over like this so that you have exactly the same thing you have here, because it is possible for your hand to shift. So all you need to do is just fold over like this and then trim out the difference. You see? So this is what we have now. So I have my actual front. So I'll just go ahead and still turn the lining, sew the lining like I sewed this side, and then I'll join the waist, that's the waistlines together, and come back and show us. I've sewn the neckline with the bias, and you see, with my cutting bias, and then I also went ahead to stitch the back, fix my zipper. Can you see? I made sure that my darts are aligning. Can you see? And my zipper too is aligning. It's very, very important. This is what it looks like on the wrong side. Can you see? Everything is all neat. And this is what it looks like for the front too. It's neat. So now it's time for us to fix our sleeve. See, I've gathered the upper part and I've sewn it already to our lace. So this part is where we'll be attaching our flare. So now I've gathered this side. It will have to be exactly the same measurement as I have here on the armhole. So you want to make sure that your gathers is even. Can you see? So I have more of the gathers. So you want to just shift away from your seam allowance. That's from your side seam allowance here. So I'll place it over like this. So I get the midpoint and notch it. Once I have the midpoint now, I'll place it like this. So you can see that I'm leaving some inches, just like half of an inch, because I'll be using it to turn this sleeve. Take note that I turned all this part, so I need it to be neat. I'll be using it to turn the sleeve. So I'm going to also pin this side too, like this. So the idea is to have more of the gathers on that's at the center part of the shoulder, the upper part of the shoulder, not at the part that goes under the armpit. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. So I've done this. So this is what I have now. Can you see? This is what it looks like from the right side. I'm going to pin the other side of the sleeves also, and then we'll go and sew it. So I've attached my sleeves. Can you see? So next thing I'll do is to remove this gather stitch. So I'll do that later. It's just to remove it so that you can press this place and it will sit well. You can also see that I've shaped the dress. Our dress is almost ready. See how it's coming out, beautiful. So now it's time for us to fix our flare. Can you see that I've already sewn the flare together at the sides here? I've done the same thing for this. I didn't iron this flare flat. I want to achieve that cone effect. If you notice from the thumbnail, this flare at that point of the thumbnail is a 360 flare, but I used just 3 yards of fabric, so I'm really managing my fabric. So this was what I was able to get. This is a 180 flare, and I really like the effect. This is what we have. So if you want to have a 360 flare, please feel free to cut it. So to achieve this cone that I have here, so I didn't iron it flat. You don't want to iron it flat. See how I ironed it from the inside like this, so that I can have that cone effect. So that's what I did for the other one, and you can see the both of them standing well. So now it's time for me to fix it to my sleeve. So here is our side seam here. You can see I've sewn this and it is neatly sewn. So I'll just place it like this, right side of the cone facing the right side of the sleeve. And pin it. So I'm going to take this to my sewing machine and sew it round. If I have a little bit of excess, I'll just split it, but I think this will match up. So I'm just going to pin it round. I've sewn my flare. You can see I've also gone ahead to weave it, so everything is looking all neat. And this is what I have on the right side. Can you see? It came out really beautiful. So like I said, if you want it to be a 360 flare, if you have enough fabric, for me I manage just 3 yards and I love the outcome. So, and I also went ahead to remove my gather thread. You can see that is looking all neat. So we are done with this dress. I have this tackable pearls. I'm thinking of just tacking it on the neckline to add some beauty to it. So I'm just going to place them this way. Then once I'm done tacking it, I'll wear it on the mannequin so that we can see what we have. I hope you have subscribed. If you're yet to subscribe, please kindly hit on the subscribe button to subscribe. So see you on the mannequin. Okay, so this is what our dress looks like. You see our balloon sleeve. You see, just need to arrange it so that the fullness will come out well. You see, you can see the second one also. Can you see our flare? Can you see how it's just standing well? Came out really beautiful. You can see the yoke here. And you see the sweetheart neckline inside, and then the yoke just covers up, giving the illusion effect. And this is our back. Can you see our back neckline? I had to pin the back because my client is bigger than my mannequin. You see, everything came out really, really beautiful. Came out beautiful. I hope you have subscribed to my channel. If you haven't done so, please kindly hit on the subscribe button to subscribe, and also put on your notification bell so that you get notified when I post a new video. Feel free to share this video with your friends. Leave a comment. Thank you for watching. See you in my next one. Bye.